You've met the perfect guy online. But is that 𝗥𝗢�𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗦 really who he says he is? Or is he a Svengali or a Lothario? In other words, a romance scammer. Discover 8 tips for protecting yourself online. Hi, I'm 𝗥𝗢𝗠𝗔𝗡𝗦, host of Silver Sisters, a channel and a community for women of a certain age who want to make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so please join us, subscribe, like, comment, and be there. It's hard to meet someone special at any age, but as we get older, the pickings tend to get slimmer. Online dating seems like a convenient and easy option. But here are some sobering statistics. Victims to romance scams lose $1 billion annually, and those are just the reported numbers, probably the tip of the iceberg. Scammers like to target those 65 years of age and older. Many of these are widowed, and they have retirement funds and other assets the scammers can take. They consider dating sites their hunting grounds. A study of 8 million online dating profiles found that 10% of them were fake. Even if you avoid the dating sites, that doesn't mean you won't be targeted. Because 40% of romance scams happen through Facebook, LinkedIn, and even social gaming sites. A guy once approached me on Facebook and asked to be my friend. I noticed that he was friends with another friend of mine, so I accepted the request. I didn't want to be rude. But it turns out this guy was a romance scammer. He lived in Dubai and he was from Buffalo, New York, but his profile picture had him shirtless in the surf. And when I asked him where that photo had been taken, he said, Buffalo. Then I asked him what I knew was a scammer at that point, and I was just sort of playing with him. And then I asked him, oh, what are your favorite foods when you're out there in Dubai? This was his job title, surgeon doctor. And he said, pizza and salad. Those are not Dubai specialties. So I ended up unfriending him. I knew I was wasting him time, which was my whole point. Maybe he couldn't scam someone else while he was talking to me, but it was a waste of my time as well. Romance scams have become so prevalent they even have their own language. Let's meet 3 members of the romance scam animal kingdom. Catfishing is a term that means a person who's using another person's image and creates a fake identity online in order to trick, harass, or scam another person. A money mule is someone who helps another person launder money by transferring it between accounts. But in romance scams, the mule is usually completely unaware that they're being used to conduct illegal activity. They've been manipulated into thinking they're helping their online love with legitimate business transactions. Unfortunately, this can land them in serious legal trouble, because even if their participation were innocent, federal authorities could press felony charges if they determine a reasonable person should have known better. Pig butchering is a scam where the fraudster convinces the romantic love interest online that they have a great investment opportunity in cryptocurrency. Often they'll even allow the contact to make some money up front, convincing them to invest more and more. They may even borrow from their retirement savings, borrow from relatives, but once the score is made, the funds and the scammer are gone. Then there's often a part 2 of the scam, where someone offers to help them get their money back for a fee. This is double dipping. As you can imagine, these schemes have sometimes lifelong consequences, even leading some of the victims to self-harm due to the shame, humiliation, and financial ruin. Here are some ripped from the headlines romance scams that happened just in the last year. You may be thinking, I'd never fall for that. I'm too smart. Well, intelligence is no protection. One woman who was a former intelligence officer was taken for more than $1 million. This is a screenshot from the Dr. Oz show where she appeared warning people about romance scams. She had been thinking she was texting online with Eric from London, but she was really talking to Joseph from Nigeria, a romance scammer who over time she had given $1 million to. Let's look at how scammers operate so you know what to look out for. They're often in faraway exotic places and they have exciting careers that require them to travel. They love bomb you. You're beautiful, kind, smart. What did you eat today, my queen? There will be multiple contacts, shared photos, not them, even fake documents like passports, invoices, bank balances, and receipts to convince you they're legitimate. Scammers have their shtick down pat. They know just what works. They have a pat answer for every question, and they're often part of a scam group, so you may be communicating with several different people thinking they're all the same person. They're well armed and well prepared, so you need to be as well. So here are 8 tips to protect yourself online. Tip 1, choose a platform with more robust security measures. Here is the relative safety level of the more popular dating apps. Before you commit to an app, ask about its security measures. In addition, avoid free versions of the more popular apps. Paid apps at least have a monetary barrier to entry. The problem is these apps have a conflict of interest. They want more members so they can get more membership fees. Therefore, they don't want to make the barrier to entry too high. Therefore, it's our responsibility to stay safe when we're online. So tip number 2 is never share sensitive or personal information with someone you've only met online. In a British study of 2,000 online daters, it was found that 9 out of 10 had shared sensitive or personal information with a romantic interest online, even though they'd never met the person. Things like their location, their birthday, their social media profile, their phone number. Never share any of these details with someone you've never met, or any details of your daily routine, like I always go to the gym on Wednesdays. And never share the names of your family members. Your spidey sense should be on high alert if someone you're in contact with online keeps making excuses as to why you two can't meet in person, or even video chat or FaceTime. Scammers are always being detained, losing video service, being deployed overseas, getting into car accidents, getting hijacked, having their bank accounts frozen. These poor mopes just can't catch a break. Don't fall for it. Tip number 4, do a reverse image search. I was once contacted by a guy on Plenty of Fish, who at first told me his name was Joseph Pellegrino, and then later it was Joseph Pellegrin. And I asked him why the discrepancy. And he said, oh, Pellegrin is my father's business name, and so I don't usually use that. I thought that was pretty suspect. So I did a reverse image search on him, and he turned out to be a known romance scammer. So here's how to do a reverse image search on Google. Just go to the Google search field, click on that camera icon, then upload or paste a link to the photo you'd like to search. Then images that match that will be displayed. Some won't be a perfect match. The system itself isn't perfect, but you're likely to find several, especially if it's a romance scammer, because it's likely they got the photos online. Scammers are using new technology like AI to create their profiles now. They can just invent a person out of whole cloth and make their image as attractive as they want. They can create multiple images. They can even do fake video chats with these. So since they're becoming more sophisticated and smart about online dating, we have to be too. Tip number 5, tell a friend. Scammers work best in the dark. If you find yourself hiding your online activity from family or friends, that may be a sign that you're in too deep to see clearly. Tell a trusted friend what's going on and ask their opinion. And listen. Tip number 6, stay on the dating platform until you make a definite plan to meet in real life. Another way scammers try to isolate you is to move you off the platform to a messaging app, email, or phone where there are fewer safeguards. Don't allow anyone to circumvent the safety measures that are in place on the dating app. You should consider those safety measures the minimum level of protection. Tip number 7, report all suspicious behavior. This includes behavior that's offensive or suspicious, requests for money or documents, threats, and fraudulent profiles. When I reported Joseph Pellegrin to Plenty of Fish, his profile was still on weeks later. So don't expect reporting the profile to get that person off the dating app, unfortunately. Finally, tip number 8, protect your account. Pick a strong password and be careful when logging into your account from a public or shared computer. Never give your username or password to anyone, even if it seems like the app is asking you for it by email. They won't do that. Memorize this. Get it engraved, get it tattooed if needed, and tell your friends. Never, ever give money to someone you've only met online. So far, we've been talking about the dangers of online dating, but in-person dating also has its dangers. So if you agree to meet someone that you've met online, make sure you take the appropriate safety measures. Meet in a public space. Tell a friend where you're going, who you're meeting, and when. And if you feel at all uncomfortable during the meeting, get up and leave. Silver Sisters, we're here to look out for one another. If you know someone who may be in the clutches of a romance scammer, please reach out to them. And if you've had experience with romance scams in the past, please post a comment. You may be helping another sister. Old age ain't for sissies, it's for sisters. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.